every time we say goodbye, they all see that it's a lie. 'Cause we always give it one last try. Yeah, you've watched me break 1,000 times. Now I'm all alone, 'cause you never show. You say you will, but then you don't. That's how it goes. Don't wanna know. I'm turning off my mind so I get by. I just wanna be happy, happy tonight. Without giving a warning, I'ma leave without giving a. But every time we say goodbye, we all know that it's a lie. Now I'm all alone, 'cause you never show. You say you will, but then you don't. That's how it goes. Don't wanna know. Turning off my mind so I get by. I just wanna be happy, happy tonight. Happier tonight. Happier tonight.
Good evening, everyone. I hope you can hear me now. You should be able to. Just because when I started the stream, I couldn't hear any of the music playing, and I normally can hear it, and I didn't quite know why. But as long as you can hear me, that is all that matters. Good evening, everyone. Welcome back to another stream. It is the evening before Gameweek 20, another game week upon us. Good to have another one back. They're going to come thick and fast. We've got 4 game weeks in the next 2 weeks. We've got weekend game. We've got midweek, weekend, midweek, weekend. So don't forget the next 4 deadlines, guys. They're going to come thick and fast, which is always great. So game week 20, 21, 23, 24, all coming at us in the space of the next 2 weeks. It's something like 11 of the next 14 days have Premier League football on, which is great. So yeah, we will get into all of that. I've seen some of you guys asking about De Bruyne replacements, Sterling replacements, captaincy, the lot. We will answer it all in this evening's stream. If you guys do just want to drop a like, I apologise if I move around a lot. I've got a really bad back at the moment. But nothing I can do about that. If you guys don't follow me over on Twitter already, make sure you guys go and do so. There's a link in the description to that, so go and follow that. But yeah, let's get straight into the stream. So a lot of you guys asking, Lampard, the big announcement of today, Frank Lampard. Personally, so my thoughts on it is I'm sad, of course. Lampard, a club legend, for it to end the way it has is very sad. You know, you wanted the fairy tale story that a club legend comes in and it goes so well for him. It didn't. And reading a lot today, I've read a lot today to try and, you know, make the best informed decision about whether I think it's the right decision. I think it probably is. Emotions aside, I think it's probably the right decision. There's a lot of talk about the lack of training, the lack of actual like attacking fluidity that we have as a team, and that is driven by Lampard not really coaching us from an attacking point of view, being a big driver there. Just one of the factors. I think it's sad to see him go, but knowing the results that we've had in the past couple of weeks, I'm not being particularly impressed at all. It's not like we've played well and just lost. It's not been good. But guys, let me know how your Gameweek 19's ended up. What did you get in Gameweek 19? Drop it in the comments and say hello. I'll give the usual few shout outs to you guys. Say hello to you all in just a minute. So let me know how your Gameweek 19 went, and who's watching. Cool. So in terms of my Game Week 19, I scored 87 points with no chip played. I got a red arrow from 32 down to 52k. I've fallen from 15k down to 55k in 2 game weeks playing no chips. So actually, how these 2 game weeks have gone, it's been not too bad at all. It could have gone a lot worse. My back. I don't know if that's going to help. But yeah, how the game weeks have gone, it could have been a lot worse. I think only falling 40k. Only falling 40k in a blank game week and a double game week where I played no chips. I'm actually quite pleased with that. It could have been much worse. I think the blank game week was definitely not as bad as it could have been. So yeah, definitely pleased enough with how the 2 game weeks together has gone. The double went worse than the blank. But yeah, I suppose the big thing in my team is Kevin De Bruyne and what I plan on doing with him. So of course De Bruyne is out for 4 to 6 weeks, which is probably going to be more like 6 game weeks out because of how fast they come, which means you've got to be selling him if you own him, whether it's this week. Whether you sell him this week or you've already made a transfer and you sell him next week, you've got to sell him, whether you own him when you own him. If you don't own him, well, you're lucky, but the majority of us either own him or Vardy. If you don't own either of them, then you've got away with one, really. So let's have a look. Albin, Ryan, Mark, Nuclear, Jack, Mohammed, Krishna, Joe, Sporthaven, Sudhanshu, Rudy, Ellis, Daniel, Saul, Christian, Random Junkie, Jack, JABT, Evening, Daniel, Kartik. Welcome everyone. Good to see so many of you in here already. But yeah, guys, get your questions fired in. I was about to bring KDB in for Salah. That's why you don't make early transfers. Absolutely, well done. I know, Jack. I'm sorry that your team got deleted. That's really unfortunate. Are you guys gonna make a new one? What's your plan for the rest of the season? I know you play Sky, so you're just gonna continue with that. Gundo over Grealish. So in terms of my Kevin De Bruyne replacement, it is because I want the money. I'm looking at Harry Kane into my team for Brewster, and so I need the money that I would get from going Gundogan over going for Jack Grealish, although I do like Jack Grealish as an option. 134, very nice. Grealish captaincy. So if you guys don't know, don't follow me, I have put up my captaincy rankings for this game week somewhere here. Let me just refresh it. I don't play Sky and I don't really have any planning on it. So this is my captaincy ranking for this weekend, just on who I think is the best captaincy shout. So yeah, Who should you captain, Bruno, Bamford or Antonio? So take from that as you want. My captaincy ranking, I'll do this every week. So when I come on these streams and I get a lot of these, captaincy questions, I can just pull it up for you guys. But yeah, these are my top 6 captaincy options this week, ranked in order. Should you take a hit to get Stones for Robbo? KDB, other transfer. So this is one that I'm thinking about, Christian, and it's very similar. It depends if you've got a transfer next week. If you've got a transfer you want to make next week, like Kane in, then yeah, I'd probably do it this week. If you don't have a transfer to do next week, then I wouldn't do it, and I'd do it for free next week. Trent Alexander-Arnold to Stones, freeing up some budget. Absolutely great move. Robertson is harder to sell because his form is better. He looks better on the pitch. He's more attacking. He's always in and around the box more than Trent is. Trent's getting better than he was, but Trent's definitely getting better, but he's not at the level Rob was at. So selling Trent is a much easier decision than selling Robbo. So that's why I've got a slightly more difficult decision to make. So yeah, Fernandes captain. Yeah, don't overthink it. That's the way I'm going. Don't overthink Fernandes captain. You got to go soon. But if you took a -4 to get Rashford in, would you take the loss with Souček on the bench? I'd probably just start Souček. I wouldn't necessarily take a -4 to get him out. We don't have news on him yet. So yeah, but I would probably just bench him for this week in case he's back for the next game week. Depending on confirmation, if we hear that he's out then for a while, then I'd probably sell him this week even. Long-term City defender, Diaz or Stones. So it depends if you're owning 1 or 2. If you're only going to own 1 City defender, then own Diaz. If you're going to own 2 City defenders, then I'd go Stones. So Stones and Cancelo, I prefer. If you're going 1 City defender, you own just Diaz because you need them to start every week. So you pick the most nailed one. But if you're owning 2 of them, then you go with Stones and Cancelo. So budget, so you pick the cheapest and then you pick the most attacking. And you'll most likely have 1 starting each and every week out of the 2 of them. So yeah, that's my sort of thinking from those 2. Cool, so let's go back to my team. So yeah, my De Bruyne replacement, as you guys may have realised if you've watched my video or follow me on Twitter, is Ilkay Gundogan. Ilkay Gundogan, 5.5 million. His returns are there. His stats are also really good. So the back numbers from the shots he's taken, if we have a look at it, I can pull it up on Fantasy Football Hub. If we have a look at amongst midfielders and have a look at shots in the box, he ranks 3rd amongst the last 6 games, only 1 behind Mane, Saka. If we go by expected goals, he ranks joint 4th, only behind Son and Fernandes, El Ghazi, which is just unbelievable. For his price, his stats are so good. He's not been just lucky. I know he's on penalties and things like that, but shots on target, he still ranks joint 3rd effectively amongst midfielders. So yeah, his assist potential isn't as high as I thought it would be actually, but it's his goal threat which is there. Expected points over the past 6 game weeks, he ranks 4th, which is crazy. Behind De Bruyne injured, Fernandes costs 11.3 and El Ghazi is the other one. So even if you change this, per start, for example, he's still, there's low minute players in there. You got Gundogan, his points are just crazy. That he's up there with the most expensive players. So I know Sterling, people are talking about Sterling, and I understand that Sterling could still be an option. I can see why people would go Sterling, especially for the captaincy, but it's not worth a 6 million price difference for me. I have other players that I want more than Sterling. Gundogan, for me, Gundogan and Kane is a better option than me effectively playing, I don't know who it would be, Kufal and Sterling, right? Much bigger points potential from Gundogan and Kane, and that's the way I'm going, and that is definitely the way I would advise you going. I know there's a lot on Sterling, but it's for me, it's Gundo. Yeah, Spurs don't attack much, but you know if they're going to return points, that it's going to come from Kane and Son. And they've got double game weeks coming up. We know that there are likely to be double game weeks and everything like that. So, yeah. As Sliver is saying, guys, if you guys are enjoying, please make sure to drop a subscribe. I always mess up that line. Please subscribe, but more importantly, if you could just like the stream now, the easiest way, completely free for you guys, but it helps me out a lot if you guys, just like the stream, because it helps it get shared out, especially when it's live, and that is what we want. So we could bump it up to sort of 50 likes. That would be great. So don't leave it for someone else. Go and hit that like button. Thank you very much. Watkins or Antonio? So this is it. I was talking quite a lot this week to some people about who the optimum front three is, and I asked the question to Hail Cheaters Always Cheating podcast. If you guys listened to that, you would have heard my question about who is the optimal front four at the time, at the front three at the moment. So the likes of Antonio, Watkins, Bamford, Kane are probably the four that you want to go with. The others are the other sort of, Ings, Calvert-Lewin scored again in the cup. You could potentially go with them, but I think the four sort of ones that you really are considering are Watkins, Antonio, Bamford, Kane, and it's which one of those do you drop? Which one of those do I think I won't have? It's partly impacted by the double game week. For me, Watkins gets in, so then it's down to Antonio and Bamford. For me, it's... No, this is not coming home from school attire. So I'm currently dropping Antonio. I know that's not a good decision. It's just the way my team works. If I was on a wild card, I probably would own Antonio. Their fixtures coming up are mixed. They're mixed. I'd probably still go with Bamford. I know Leeds haven't been good. Their fixtures coming up aren't great. So it'd be between Antonio and Bamford, which one I would go with. I hope FPL Twitter admin doesn't jinx Gundogan. It's probably likely to happen, but you don't know whether to start Ziyech or not. What do you think? You have a full bench of starters. Well, it depends who you'd be starting him over. I think he's got potential. Let's be honest, no one knows how Chelsea are going to line up. I don't think we're going to have a new manager in place for that game against Wolves. So we're going to have a sort of interim coaching staff. So who knows what we're going to play. So it's a bit of a risk playing Ziyech, but we could also be much more free-flowing than some of the other games we've seen. So we're not going to have that sort of like attacking mentality. Like we're not going to be coached into having a system, which we've lacked. We're still going to lack that. So it depends who your other options are, of course. I know I was all over Ings a few weeks ago. I just want to make sure he's back, fit. Their features coming up aren't great, which doesn't help. So I want to see that a bit more. He was meant to have a double game week as well, which is why I was thinking he's a good option. So I want to see a bit more from him before I go jumping back on the Danny Ings bandwagon. But we'll wait and see what happens. If we have the money to get Kane next game week, should I go for Gundogan or Grealish? If you can get Kane either way, I'd still probably back Gundo, to be honest. I'd still probably back Gundo. I still think Gundogan video is not clear. So I still think Gundogan is a good option even without KDB. I agree with that nuclear. Can't believe Brewster is still in my squad. But the thing is, what's happened now is with Mitchell coming back, he's now moved from second to third on my bench. So he's now just sat last on my bench, which isn't really a big problem. So he can just sit last on my bench. Mitchell second, Saka first. So Brewster's never going to get off my bench anymore. Opinion on sacking of Lampard. So I just spoken about it. I don't like it particularly. I don't like the culture at Chelsea of sacking managers, but I don't think we were going to get out of the sort of hole we were in for a while. So I know a lot has changed with Gundogan. I think the assurance of starts we've seen more over the past couple of weeks, and the data behind him is something I didn't realise that was quite so good. He's XG, his actual like expected points, which means he's not just getting lucky, is still really high. He's outscored it a little bit, but that's fine. I'm happy with 6 points a game week from him if that's what I got. Start Reece James, Kufal, or Justin. I'd probably start Kufal out of those. Will Abraham continue to start? So again, I think once the new manager comes in, I wouldn't necessarily want to own Abraham. He doesn't often... It could easily be shaken up. I wouldn't be buying any Chelsea players really, apart from potentially the likes of Chilwell and Reece James, who we know are probably going to start. The rest of it is very shaky, so I wouldn't advise bringing in any Chelsea players. Barnes or Maddison. So for me, Maddison stands out. We can do a little bit of a player comparison between the two. I've seen a few of you guys asking. So this is Fantasy Football Hub. There is a link in the description that will give you 15% off. Barnes, it's just that slight. It's that slight. If we go per appearance, because then that takes into account the when they get rotated. Barnes has that much bigger goal threat. Maddison has that bigger assist potential. Here it favours Barnes, if I'm honest. It shows that Maddison has outperformed his numbers quite a lot, whereas Barnes hasn't nearly as much. If we go for the simple version, goals, XG, it's 0.34. His goal threat slightly more. It's pretty even. I personally, if we go and add, so if we take either of these and we just add, Gundo in here, like that. Look at that. So, I still back Gundogan even over both of them just on price. It's such a money saver, him at the moment. I might be wrong, and we might all be buying him in the blanks for the next 3 weeks, but I think he's great, especially with their upcoming three matches. Can I compare Gundogan and Son? Yeah, you're getting quite a price discrepancy. Son hasn't actually been that great in recent weeks. He's quite a stat buster. Oh, don't know who that is. Why is it added here? Is Stacker still a keep or will he run out of steam? I think he's still a keep at the moment. So it's pretty even between them. Son has much more sort of assist potential, whereas the goal threat, Son is a better pick than Gundogan, of course. So there is that, but can you put Bernardo there? Yeah, I can. One last second. I won't do any more of these. Guys, there are 100 of you. Which one is it? Him. If we go per start, let's try and make it a bit fairer. Yeah, make of that what you will. Yeah, guys, please drop a like on the stream. There are 108 of you guys watching, and only 33 likes. What if Gundogan plays a different role? I don't expect it. Really. I don't know why that would happen. So Smith Rowe finished with the new signings coming in. Yeah, I wouldn't be buying Smith Rowe with Odegaard coming in. I wouldn't be buying Smith Rowe. I wouldn't advise going near him at the moment, to be honest. Sterling versus Son, guys. I can't keep giving you free data. I will go back to it in a bit and we can do some more. But for now, it starts from just £1.70 a month, and you guys can see how helpful it can be in making that decision. The link in the description will give you 15% off if you are interested in it. Gundo, yeah, it's just £1.70 a month, which as well for that is, yeah. Does the price put people off captaining Gundo? I'm put off partly by the price, which means, I'm a bit like shouldn't continue the form he's in. I suppose it is. I don't really want to captain him. I suppose there's that little bit of pep roulette and things in there. I am just going to captain Fernandes. It's pretty easy for me this week. Who are you guys captaining in this game week? Put it in the comments who you guys are playing as your game week 20 captain. I'm on Fernandes, and I imagine most of you guys are, but let me know who you plan on captaining in game week 20. I'd be very interested to know if any of you guys who are not not captaining Fernandes. Gundo will be your captain. Fernandes. Will Rashford be out? We don't know anything. I expect him not to start, especially if he's not fully fit. It's Sheffield United, and then they play Arsenal at the weekend. So I'd expect him to be given the rest, even if he's not out. I expect him to probably not play. Bruno all day. James Rodriguez or Maddison to bring in. Maddison there. Bruno all the way. Bruno. Sterling from Ed. Ed Gibbons saying Sterling. Raheem, a good shout. Yeah, lots of people captaining Bamford. I know. Antonio Vice. Bamford in there from Amir. Bruno captain. Bernardo vice captain. Interesting. KDB to Barnes for a -4. Yeah, depends who you would start over. Who would you start this week? But I would probably do KDB to Barnes for a -4 as it allows you to get Kane next week. Captain Cancelo. Ooh, Son, Kepa. Yeah, absolutely. No chance. Son on all the way. Fernandes, get in the bin. No chance. Fernandes, definitely the one for me. What do I think about KDB and Saka out for Maddison and Gundogan in? Yeah, good moves, especially if you're playing them both. If you're playing them both, they're good moves. Maybe Kane or Son captain. So on my captaincy ranking, we do have Son 5th. He does have good record against Liverpool. He scored against them last time they played as well. I like the space that he could get in behind. I expect Kane to be more marked out of the game than Son. So Son for me is a captain option this week, but he's only number 5 on my list, ranking behind the likes of Fernandes, Sterling, Cancelo in there as well above him. Thoughts on United defence? They're alright. I don't particularly love them. I think there's better ones, especially there's not much attacking threat from all of them. My chip strategy is an interesting one from Snapnanil. So currently my chip strategy is that I will be bench boosting in game week 26 and playing my wild card in maybe game week 27 or game week 28, whichever one of those. So I originally planned to wildcard in 25 and then bench boost 26, but looking at a lot of people's teams, they're like, I've got to bench one of Antonio, Watkins and Bamford this week because I've got such a strong midfield. And I'm like, I don't want to be in that situation and I don't want loads of money left on my bench. I've got enough double game weekers, what I think the double game week will be like now, for that game week 26. So I'm going to use my free transfers to get to a bench boost team in game week 26 and then wildcard out of it to take out all that money that I have stored in my bench and just go from there. So the plan is to bench boost in game week bench boost game week 26, wildcard game week 27 at the moment. As always, guys, thank you very much for joining. Get all your questions in and I will answer them all. What about Arsenal defence? Not loving it. Their fixtures coming up aren't great either. So if I get Saka up here, its fixtures, they're not great. So yeah, not a huge fan of it. Yeah, you're benching in 26 as well. If you've not played your bench boost, then I would advise playing it in game week 26. There aren't going to be bigger. That's the last big double game week we're likely to get. So I would bench boost in game week 26. Luke Shaw, yeah, but there's always going to be that worry of Telles. Luke Shaw is definitely the better of the two, but it is a worry that Telles is there. No news on Marcus Rashford at the moment. Ruben, nothing of that at the moment. Who to bench, Zaha or Wilson? That's a tough one. I'd probably actually favour starting Wilson, to be honest. Triple captain and free hit plans. Free hit will probably be game week 29. One sec. So free hit 29, triple captain when I think there's a good enough double game week. Who will have a double game week? We don't know yet. We're pretty sure City will have one. Basically, anyone who gets through, not this round of FA Cup just gone, but through the next round is likely to have a double in 26 and a blank in 29. That's the easiest way of explaining it. Who are the most likely teams done on 26 to use transfers for? At the moment, because we're unsure exactly who it's going to be, Spurs and City. Spurs will probably have the easiest double game week, but City will probably have the most double game week. So City could have a double game week in game week 24, 26 and 27. They could have, in the space of 4 game weeks, they could have 7 matches. That's why triple City, it looks pretty essential going into those 4 game weeks if we get that confirmed. Regulion out for Justin or Shaw. I'd probably go Justin. out of the two of those. I would probably go James Justin. Bench 2 of Che Adams, Kufal, Cresswell and Dallas. So I probably wouldn't play double West Ham defence. I'd probably bench Che Adams. I'd probably start Cresswell and Dallas. You're in 250k, so should I play safe? I don't think it's necessarily playing it safe. I think Bruno is the best captaincy option. Captain the player you think will score the most points. Simple as that. Will KDB be back for the doubles? Probably some of them, not all of them. Start Justin or Kufal? Yeah, I'd probably start Kufal. We've been through that one. But yeah, Kufal probably the option for me. Son or Gundo for Dallas. So I probably would go for... Son or Gundo in for KDB. If you don't have Son, it's Son. Chilwell or Dallas for this game week? Chilwell. How does one justify taking a -4? Well, if you think it's going to score you in the long run more points, you think that's the best way to go about it, go for it. You're just captaining Martial. My worry is we just don't know who's going to start. It was a good performance from Greenwood, so there's potential he retains his place. So yeah. Last man in, Bellerin, Soucek or Neto. That's a tough one. Neto's looked good. I'd potentially... There's favouring in Bellerin there just because Southampton have lacked in front of goals. I'll be very interested to see how that Southampton game goes just because they played each other at the weekend. So it will have an implication on how this match going. We're planning routes for Kane. So, yes, I am. Just before I go through this, as Trophy has said, please guys like the stream. There are 125 of you guys watching and only 50 of you are liking the stream. So is it really that bad? Really that bad? Makes me very sad that 70 of you guys aren't enjoying it. But you heard Dean is injured again. Yeah, I think he is. Start Adams or Soucek. That's tough. Probably, I don't know. The big centre-backs for Palace make me want to say don't start Soucek. Yeah, it won't hurt me. Exactly. It's completely free. Would you wait and see how Chelsea play? I wouldn't be bringing in any Chelsea players yet. I wouldn't be bringing in any of them. So no, I wouldn't go buying them until we see what happens. Rudiger could be an interesting one at 4.5. We know, he's German, links to Tuchel, however you pronounce his name. I'm going to have to learn that. But yeah, start Dallas or Kufal. So Dallas, Kufal, Dallas, Cresswell. I would start your West Ham defenders. They look better defensively than Leeds. So my one free transfer was KDB to Gundogan. So that leaves me with a whopping 6.2 million in the bank. A massive 6.2 million in the bank. My current plan next week is Brewster to Kane, which is massive. Dallas or Chilwell, probably Chilwell. Kane in there, so it leaves me 500,000. Is it pronounced just Thomas? But that's his first name, isn't it? It's pronounced Tickle. As in, roll over Thomas, let me... your tummy. Oh dear, that cracked me up. But yeah, it leaves me 500,000 in the bank, which I've then got to go and find somewhere else. So it's another City defender coming in is the way I'm going to go. And so it's Robertson or Chilwell. Yeah, it's unlikely to be Diaz comes in, Adam, but it will be Stones that comes in. It's just whether I decide to go Robertson to Stones or Chilwell to Stones. Good time to bring in Werner? Not yet. Not until we see how we play. You got KDB and Vardy. Nothing in the bank. Who to bring in? Tuchel. See, none of you guys know either. Tuchel. too cool. Yeah, so who to bring in if you've got KDB and Vardy? So Kane and someone. If you probably don't have Kane and Son double up, definitely one of them, and then see what that leaves you with. Diaz gets more bonus, but it is just I don't need the money on. I can save that 0.8 and just go Stones. To be honest, I've got Cancelo in there as well. I don't know how long Dean is out for, but he's definitely got a short-term injury for Everton. And that's why I'm not too fussed about getting in. That's why I'm not too fussed about going with Calvert-Lewin at the moment, just because Dean really impacts their style of play. West Ham and Palace has been both teams score since 2017. There are always goals. Even Benteke, Carroll score in these games. Fair enough. Well, we'll see what happens. But yeah, it's John Stones to come in for one of these two. So either Robertson out or Chilwell out. Good time to bring in DCL. So as I'm saying, I want to wait and see some of their creative players back a bit more. I think it's likely to be Robertson, not to Jones. Robertson to Stones is probably what it's going to be to free up some money. It will then give me some money as well to do my next moves and things like that. Fernandes or Sterling captain this week. So based on my captaincy ranking, Sterling ranks first, Fernandes second. So if you've got Sterling, I think you put the armband on him. But for me, I don't. So it is Fernandes. Take a punt on Foden. I don't understand. Right, this is one I can use the comparison tool for. If we put in Foden per start, he's better, great. But it's the fact that he doesn't start every game week. That's the problem. Look, if you go per appearance, then Foden ranks first. But per start, he ranks top. But if you go per appearance, he doesn't. It's just that lack of security that you get with Foden is what I'm not loving. And it's money saved. It's an extra $1 million you can invest elsewhere. So I don't think it's necessarily needed. So yeah. You see me on FPL there earlier. Good stream. Thank you very much. If you guys are new and enjoying, if you do subscribe, there should be, for some of you, depending on your settings, a little pop-up that will give you a little ping on the stream. So go and do that if you are enjoying the stream. What about Grealish with the upcoming games for Villa? He is a good option. I've got, in my team, I have Watkins. If I go back to my pick team, I got Watkins and I'm happy with him, but Grealish is definitely a good option. Yes, not Mount or Rafinha. So I would personally go with someone. Mount or Rafinha. Probably Rafinha. Cavani or DCL. So I'd personally go, if you read my differential article this week, I said Cavani. With Gundogan or Sterling, I like Sterling, but Gundogan is just so much better as a money option. Also, already have Cancelo, but having trouble in deciding Robert to Stones or Diaz. If you've already got Cancelo, then it's Stones. You don't need the security of starts nearly as much. So if you've already got Cancelo, then it's Stones. So yeah. Will Shaw start next game week? Probably. He's got a rest in him occasionally, but yeah. What about Vardy? Who can best replace him? So it's Kane, Watkins, Bamford, Antonio are the top 4 strikers for me. Start Justin or Dallas. So for me, that's tough. I still probably go Justin. His attacking threat is mad at the moment. You think Tuchel will make Pulisic a great option again because of his Dortmund days with him? Maybe. He hasn't been good recently, but Kane and Son or Salah and Antonio? Probably Kane and Son, to be honest. But I don't see why you can't have all 4. I don't know who else you've got, but I'd look at having all 4 of them. Gundo in for KDB this week and Kane for Adams. Son for Ingrisa in the Brighton fixture next week. That's really good. Couple of options there. Pereira's coming to the... Yeah, I still think they can all play together. So Pereira and Justin was the question. Can they all play together? I still think they can. Yeah. Let me... I support Chelsea. So it's been quite a day for me. So yeah. Let's see if this works now. Ollie Watkins or Antonio. Personally, I'd probably back Watkins over them. There we go. Thank you, Rohit. I saw you subscribed earlier, so I just wanted to get that working again. Appreciate subscribing. If you guys are new, please hit that subscribe button, and there should be a little notification that looks like that. Soman, thank you again for subscribing. Appreciate it. Tammy, I still wouldn't be bringing in Chelsea players until we know how we're going to line up. Salah triple captain still hurts. Yeah, I can see why it would. Thoughts on Wolves striker? I wouldn't be doing that. Sorry, that's just popped up again. So let me go and just... Son, Antonio for KDB and Vardy. Souček to Gundogan next week. Yeah, I like those moves a lot. Definitely. Virgil van Dijk is watching. Is Matt Target a double game week legend? He did pretty well. Did pretty well indeed, didn't he? What was it? 18 points. What did he get 18 for? 2, 16. What did he get 18 for? I know he got... Yes, play FPL with my ACL. Virgil. How you doing, bud? Thank you for joining. Hope you are well, Virgil. Recovering well. Should you get Maddison or Barnes? I personally prefer Barnes. Sorry, Solo. It depends on your sort of settings. But if you have subscribed, I appreciate it a lot. Some settings on your YouTube won't allow you to. What did he get it for? 2 clean sheets. Oh, because he got subbed off before they scored. That's why. Yeah, he got subbed. That's why I was trying to work out how he got the second, because I knew he got 12. And I was like, how did he get the second lot? But it's because he got subbed off before they scored. That's unbelievable. That is so fortunate. That's unbelievable. I only just realised that. Shall you keep Robertson and swap Dallas Justin to Cancelo? Or else should I swap Robertson and Cancelo directly? Should I keep Robertson and swap Dallas Justin? If you could do Dallas, I'd probably just do Robertson to him, to be honest. Start Saka or Souček. I think Saka's probably the better of the two. Yeah, Virgil's had a tough start to a tough campaign with his injury, so he's turning his attention to his FPL team now. Why do I think Watkins is a better option than Antonio? I don't know. It's a double game week coming up for Villa. Just think about how many... They've got a couple more games and they're going to be played probably game week 26. So yeah, it's pretty tight between the two of them. After selling KDB, should you hold onto the money or spend it? I wouldn't rush. Don't worry about having money in the bank. Don't think, I've got 6 million in the bank, I've got to spend it. Wait and reinvest it when you think the time is right. For me, it makes sense to get Kane in next week for that Brighton game. It makes sense for me to do that, and that is what I will do. But I wouldn't worry if you've got that money sat in the bank. You've got Gundogan in. He's a good option, so just go with that. Start Robbo, Kufal or Rafinha. Only one spot. Ooh, see, that's the problem with playing your bench boost last week. Probably Kufal. Kufal or Rafinha. Probably Kufal out of the two of them. Antonio eats 2 Watkins a day for breakfast. Well, there it goes. Tom Goodwin has spoken. Best KDB replacement. For me, it's Gundogan. That's where I've gone. Diaz more nailed, to be fair. Not worried about Stones being dropped eventually. Playing the way he's playing, no chance at all. I don't see him being dropped. Lol, you brought Rashford, now he's injured. Will he play? We don't know yet, unfortunately. I will have my predicted lineup thread out tomorrow on Twitter, so make sure to go and wait for that. It'll be about 2:30 by the time it comes out. A couple of hours before the deadline for you guys to all see. If you do enjoy it, likes and retweets are better on that are appreciated. Play Robertson, Dallas, Mount or Maddison. If you can only play one of them, wow, you play Maddison out of them, but Cancelo, Robertson and Dyer at the defence. Fair enough. Okay. You're thinking about going with this team. Martinez, Stones, Ogbonna. That's a lot in defence, but fair enough. Foden I don't particularly love because of his rotation. I prefer Gundogan, but the rest of the team is nice. Martinez or De Gea. Martinez is the best value and the best goalkeeper in the game this season, so I've got to go with Martinez there. What are my thoughts on Salah now since he scored? I'm still keeping him. I can see why he'd still want to sell him because Liverpool's form is poor and he's not going to do that every single week, but yeah, I'm keeping him. It's a very luxury transfer if you sell him. Virgil asking, is Salah a fraud? Love it. Are you thinking of selling Salah later on? No, I'm not at the moment. You're a Chelsea fan and you're gutted at Lampard departure. Yeah, I'm a bit the same. You already have Kane. Should you double up on Spurs with Son? Yes, I would. Oh, I'd still get Son. If you don't have him. Guys, we are 12 likes away from 100 likes. So if you guys could go and drop one, that'd be much appreciated while I keep going through all your questions that you guys have. Just 9 likes now. Go and drop one down below, please, and thank you. Lewin or Werner? Neither. Why? Neither. Surely you play Saka over Robbo? I hadn't actually thought about that. Well, I had briefly, and I was pretty happy to have Saka staying on my bench. I expect Arsenal to want to bounce back from the result of the weekend against Southampton, so yeah, it's tough on Lampard. I've spoken a little bit about it. I don't think he's a long-term manager, but we said the same thing about Ole. Now look at him, so I find it hard. I don't know about Tammy. He'll probably start midweek, but I don't know long-term if he's still got a place in that team. You were the 99th, you were the 100. Thank you very much, guys. Which chips do I have left? All of them. Every single one. Triple captain, bench boost, free hit, wildcard. I got them all. Which hopefully will... Because I took 2 big red arrows the past 2 weeks. Not playing any of my chips. So I didn't bench boost or triple captain in 19 and I didn't free hit in 18. But I think that having done what I did, hopefully it comes back to benefit me in the upcoming game weeks. Is Salah a poor man's Hazard? Where's FPL Solo? You're on your own. What did he say? Mitchell or Justin? Who to bench? I'd probably still play Justin there. I expect West Ham to score, and the attacking threat from Justin is so much more. Justin or Reece James? To buy one of them, Justin. To play this week, probably Reece James. Sterling or Gundogan? As a replacement, long term, it's Gundo for me. Trent to Cancelo and Vardy to Kane for -8. Yeah, I probably would do that. Play 1, Kufal, Justin, Dallas. Kufal is what I've said this stream. Can't wait for Rafinha to haul Gundogan cheapskates. Oh, Raheem Sterling. Yeah, it could happen. He's got potential to do really well. It's just the budget. I just prefer Gundogan and being able to get Kane in as well. No plan for Antonio. Not at the moment. I could do Bamford to him in a couple of weeks if I think that's right. I know they've got Liverpool, which is not that tough a fixture at the moment, but yeah, I mean, I'm happy with not having him for the next few. These Fulham Sheffield United ones might be more tempted, but at the moment I'm alright. What's happening in game week 33? I think that's the double, isn't it? There's going to be a small double, or is it the blank? I can't remember. It's a long time away. I wouldn't worry about it now. Would I take out Grealish in the next few games for Gundo to fund Kane? Yeah, potentially. Depends if you've got other Villa attackers. Their upcoming fixtures are pretty nice, though. I probably would do that in the coming weeks. I probably wouldn't do it this week. Watkins, good pick, or Cavani. Watkins over Cavani. You reckon Werner's going to start this week? Hard to judge, to be honest. Not this week. Maybe not midweek, but at the weekend, probably. Why are people bringing in Werner? I don't understand. What have you seen from Werner that makes you guys want to pick him? I just don't. He's not returning more points than someone like Watkins, Bamford, Antonio. So wait to see anything from him before trying to jump the gun. I feel like going Werner now is trying to be too clever. Hope I'm having a good evening. Thanks, Teddy. You've done Souček to Gundogan. Fair enough. Nice moves. That's like Sam from FPL Family's done Bissouma to Gundogan. The world's biggest upgrade. I know you all follow Late Riser. That's why you all want to bring in Werner. Who to prioritise in for this game week? It would be Son for me. If you need Chelsea, a thing about bringing in a Chelsea player, come and ask, and I will tell you how bad we've been, and I will tell you not to do it. Should you take a -4 to bring in a City defender if you don't have one? Depends who you're selling. I hate -4s for defenders, so I probably wouldn't do that. Souček on Mitchell first sub. Souček probably. Not much in it there, to be honest. Robertson, Kufal, Souček, Dallas, Rodrigo. You need to play 2, so Kufal definitely plays. Souček is definitely on your bench. Rodrigo on your bench. And then Robertson, Dallas is a pretty tight call. I'd probably go Robbo between them. You brought Werner for the double game week. That is unfortunate. Yeah, not much more can be said about that. That didn't go very well at all. No problem. Ben999, I feel like you're a new name here. If you want to subscribe and have enjoyed a couple of videos for you. Sorry, yeah, let me scroll up. Lampard was brought as a project, so yeah, bumps down the road. I know, I agree. We're actually on a better run of form than Liverpool. Don't see Klopp being sacked. I know he has the history, and that's actually a stupid comment, but you know, every team has a bad run in form. I would have given them more time. Just a little bit of an announcement, guys. My weekly preview video is being split in sort of 2. So normally I do one big one, which takes place normally on a sort of Thursday, which normally has to like have some of my point scores and some of my points not scored, because it's sort of mid-game week and my plans aren't always confirmed. So I'm going to release one pretty much straight after the deadline. So tomorrow evening I will record a video which will be like how my team actually lined up, what transfers I actually made, and me just talking to you guys more sort of ad lib about my transfer thoughts, players that got my eye on, my watch list and things like that. And then more towards the end of the week, so that would probably be Friday, once all the games are done, once I made my transfers, I'll then put out my actual team reveal and my actual review of the last game week. So that will stay pretty much the same, but there'll be this additional video of more of my thoughts where I go into more detail about other players rather than the ones I'm just bringing in or just selling. I'll have a play around. It will probably be a bit like the sort of stream context. So I hope you guys find it useful. The first one will be out tomorrow evening, so come back and check that out, and then the next one will be out Friday. So it's likely to be these 2 videos and 1 stream per game week. So make sure you are subscribed and turn on notifications as well for those videos. So the code is this. There will not be, unfortunately, guys, when it's a stream, when it's a deadline at the time it is tomorrow, I can't really do a deadline stream because I'm at work, so I can't do one, unfortunately. When I'm planning on wildcarding, so my current plan is to wildcard after game week 26, so use my free transfers to plan for a game week 26 bench boost, and then wildcard out of it to sell all those bench players. Let's have a look at our league and see how it's going, just while I pull that up. just while I pulled that up. Should you play Kufal or Dallas? So for me, Kufal. So let me just pull up the league. So I got a big red arrow in the league. So top we've got Park the Bus, currently ranked 368th in the world. Unbelievable. This league is such high quality, guys. If you aren't in it, that's the league code. For anyone who is unaware or new to the stream, this league has a £5 winner every month. So it doesn't matter if you have a really good, do you pronounce, it's meant to be Sufal, isn't it? Yeah, I know. £5 winner every month. So if you're having a bad season, it doesn't necessarily mean, it doesn't mean you can't win. It resets it every month. So it's just the points for January, not from the start of the season up to January. So it's just this month. The winner of every month, subscribers only, of course, will get a £5 voucher on whatever they want. So top we have Oliver Green currently. It's pretty close between all of these top teams. It's very close. But only 2 game weeks left of it. So we've got game week 20 and 21. Make sure to join for the next one if you are. Yeah, that is actually Simply FPL. We're mods in each other's streams. How do I join the FPL League? So the code was there. Let me put the code in. This is turning into a Simply FPL appreciation show, apparently. But that's the code in there for it. So yeah, guys, what time is it? I don't have much longer left to stream. It is already getting pretty late, but that's the code. It's for subscribers only as well. I won't do a wildcard team. In terms of the players that I'd look to target if I did wildcard, it would be FPL tips and Simply FPL until the end. We're coming, up and coming, absolutely. In terms of wildcard, I'd have triple City. I'd probably have Kane and Son with a route to getting a Spurs defender in. I'd have at least 2 Aston Villa players. We are not here to take part. We are here to take over. Love it. So double Villa, triple City, double Spurs would probably be. I'd probably play Antonio. I'd probably play Antonio, Bamford, and then go Grealish in midfield. Probably be the way I'd go. Even off the pitch, guarantee Vardy will still do well. What's the best Vardy and KDB replacement? You have both. So if you've still got both of them, Vardy and KDB, then I would go with Vardy, KDB. Yeah, Son and Kane. If you don't have either of them, definitely one of them. Oh yeah, Rob Holding. Absolutely. Assist machine, Rob Holding. So yeah. Adney, thank you very much for subscribing. As always, new subscribers, there will be a little on-stream notification if you do subscribe. So, but yeah, guys, it's closing in on 7 o'clock, so it's about time to wrap up the stream. This will be the last stream before the deadline, so get your final questions in, guys. Please like the stream and subscribe as well if you are new. We have passed 2,500 subscribers, onwards and upwards. Kane or Son in next week? Son. You did wildcard. I don't know who to choose. Can you help me, please? Sammy. So as I said, double Man City defence and Gundogan. Kane, Son, Martinez, Watkins, Bamford, Grealish, Bruno Fernandes, probably in there. Kufal or Dallas? I'd start Kufal this week. Captain City defender? Probably not. Like the stream as Nuclear saying. Kufal or Justin to start? Probably Kufal. You expect Son to outscore Gundogan long term? Yeah, I think you do. Is triple City defence a good option? I probably wouldn't go triple City defence. I like 2 and I like Gundogan. I like a little bit of their attack. So I think 2's fine. Salah in for KDB? Yeah. Well, depends who else you've got. If you've got Kane, Son and Bruno, then yeah. Is Adams or Dallas better to play? Probably Dallas. Fernandes or Bamford captain? Fernandes for me. So if you guys didn't see my little captaincy ranking, it is in there. Thank you guys for subscribing. We have just 2,557. So thank you all very much. But that's probably all we're going to have time for, guys. If you do have more questions, leave them in any of the comments to any of my videos and I will answer them. Or my DMs on Twitter are open, so go and drop them in. You can message me, either reply to a tweet or put them in my DMs, and I'll be sure to answer all of them. But that's all we've got time for, guys. If you have enjoyed the Fantasy Football Hub stuff, link in the description, which will give you 15% off, and there should also be a link in there to my Discord. There should be a link in there to my Discord. Bruyne, like and subscribe before you guys head off. Go and join my Discord, which should be in there. Come and chat FPL with me. Bruyne, let's see how it goes in the Super Cup. But yeah, that's all we've got time for. Like, subscribe, the usual good stuff. Join the Discord, and I will see you all next time. Thank you all. Yeah, just 2 likes for that milestone. See you guys. Have good luck in Gameweek 20. I will see you all on Friday stream, 6 till 7. See you then.